Hi and welcome to today's video in which it is overdue, but I have my update for my project pan to use 14 items in 2024. So this is a rolling project pan, which means that as I roll items out, I can select another in its place. That may change towards the end of the year if I don't have much time to work on stuff, but I do have all my items here and I do have some rollouts, which you may already know if you watched my recent empties video. So I'm going to go through in the order they are laid out in front of me. So the first item I had was fragrance, and it was by Balmain, and it was Ecstatic Eau de Toilette. This is all gone. It went in May, and like I said, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't repurchase because it's quite a generic floral, light floral, but I did enjoy it whilst I was using it. So what I've substituted in its place, I'm trying to use through a lot of smallish size, travel size perfumes. So I selected, now I got this last Christmas, it's Clarins Eau de Jardin, and it was actually in a beauty box. So can you see it's about halfway used. Now I've decanted into this. Now this is the second time that I've filled this. So basically I've used about, I think this is around 7ml, perhaps 7.5ml. I've used just over that and a bit more, so about 8 or 9ml of the perfume. It's very light and I use it post bath and then when I go to bed. So this is a fresh citrus floral. Clarins, although they don't say what the fragrance concentrate is, I would say it was an eau de cologne. But I really do rate their ability to make fine perfumes. They are very, very good, and I did enjoy this, and I'm enjoying this at the moment. It's lovely and fresh. So the next item I have is for my hair. Oh, it's got hair on, and it's Kerastase Elixir Ultime. Now this is the original shape bottle. They've just launched another version of this. The original version, they haven't altered specifically the contents, or not very much. What they've done is they've got quite an ornate bottle, and it's refillable, so you can take the centre part and refill, but it is essentially the same oil. So it's oil and dimethicone. So I've been using it regularly, so I don't want to get you out the light. It's very difficult. It is very difficult, but basically, if you can see, I'm now up to there. So it's just regular use each month. I do pump quite a bit out, but this, although it is expensive, its full price is around £40, but I think I got this for 28, something like that. A little does go a long way, and for a lot of people this would last a year, I would imagine, maybe more, for some less, but still, you know, for me it does last a long time, so it is worth the money. The next item I've got is a foundation, and it's CYO Discontinued Foundation in I think it's either 110 or 101. It's the palest one that they did. Now I have to admit I haven't used it since last time. I used it once, I think around the time I was putting it in, but I haven't really used it. I meant to when I was going out because I love this as an evening. It's light, but it does adhere to the skin quite well and performs lovely, but I just forgot. So this will still be in for a while, but this is my favourite foundation. Then for CC Cream, I've got this. Now, I should have the weight. I didn't weigh it. But as you can see, I have made quite a dent. This is brand new, and I'm going to put the weight in the description box below, because I don't really want to delay and start filming again, because it's been raining, and it's stopping at the moment, and I need to take my little dog for a walk. So basically I'll put the weight, but it was 55 gram when I started, but it's significantly less, and as you can see it was full. So I have used a lot, but there again it's been about 5.5 or 6 weeks since I last did an update, say 5 weeks. So, and I have used it virtually, I've used it whenever I've worn makeup, and that's been most days. So it's had quite a lot of use, and I used 2 pumps. So I used 1 pump on a wet damp sponge, and then that's half a face of another pump and the other half, and then I set it with powder. But I have really enjoyed this, and because I've had it quite a while, I still use sunscreen underneath. If I have what would you call it, a primer, I will use it, but you don't need to. This does self-prime, but I have primers I need to use up. But this is lovely on its own. It's an all-in-one. I don't recommend, it says it's got skincare, I don't recommend you using it as skincare. You need to do skincare routine and add that on top, because otherwise it will be quite dry and cakey. And then I put in last month the Pixi Glow Mist. So I've used it a bit. I haven't used it every time. That's where I am now. I haven't used it every time, but I have enjoyed it on top of makeup. I wouldn't use it next to the skin because it has a glycolic acid in. And then the next item I have is by Clinique, and it's my 2 shadows. So I rolled the first 2 eyeshadows out when I hit pan earlier on this year, and then I've got 2 more I'm focusing on. Now I'd hit pan on that one, if you recall, and I've nearly finished. I've got it on my eyes. It's a peach one, a shimmery peach, and now I've hit pan on the brown that's got some bronze elements to it. So I've got quite a big pan going there, and I use the bronze as a halo over the top of the eye and into the corner. So I'm hoping that very, very soon this one will be finished, and then I will probably work on another one in here. But I've mainly been using just those 2 shadows into the eye and just above the socket line, and then I blend out with another pale shadow above, and then put a highlighter on the brow bone. So that's where I'm up to. Very pleased that I managed to use that before it goes off. The next item I've got is eyeliner. Now I've been using this, I think I put this in towards the latter end of the last project pan, and it's by Ico, and it's the Cocoa Edit, and it's a kind of a rusty brown. That's how it comes now. It's actually fallen out. There was a little bit left, but I couldn't get it to roll up, so that is now empty. I'm glad it's out of my collection because it's not my favourite, and in its place I'm going to roll in my next oldest one, which is a Stila. So it's called Metallic Umber, and I thought it'd be quite pale because this is quite a pale beige, but it isn't. It's a very dark colour when compared. I never liked it, but compared with the casing, it is quite a dark colour. I don't think it's particularly metallic. No, I don't think it's metallic. Maybe it means it's like a metal bronze, but it's like quite matte. But I have it on today, and it looks nearly to black on my eyes. I'm enjoying using that. Unfortunately, I can't show you progress. I don't know how much is in it, because with the Stila products, this is an old Stila, you propel it, you can't wind it back down. I'm not sure if they've altered that, but it means you could never measure. So whilst it's in use, but it does need to be used because it is getting old, but it's a lovely creamy formula, and I really enjoy this colour. The next item I have is from Urban Decay with Gwen Stefani, and it is Firebird lipstick. So that's where I'm up to now. So I've used this a fair few times, and I like to use it if I'm going out of an evening. So let me just where I'm up to. I can't easily show you the progress because I'll probably drop it, but that's where I was last month. That's where I am. So it's fairly steady progress. But I do think it's going to take a few months, maybe to the end of the year, to finish that, because it's such a bright lipstick. It stains and it doesn't need a lot of touch-ups, although it's quite glossy. Then I have from HD Brows, I have my blusher, which I use all the time. Now, unfortunately, in the last week, it crumbled. So basically, that's what we've got. So I'm working with that. I've repressed it with rubbing alcohol, a bit in here, which I'm not using at the moment, but with the rubbing alcohol, it does look darker. But it is the colour that's on. In fact, that's probably more of a true colour of how it appears on the cheeks. So I shall be working on the rest of that and try to avoid it crumbling, but it's just so old. I've had it quite a long time, and it's not an airtight lid. but I am pleased, and I do with the progress, and I do like the colour, but I do have other blushes that I would like to, focus on. Then I have two more face products. I've got a Sculpt or Contour, and this is from Too Faced, and it's not Too Faced, it's Tarte's Pro Glow, sorry. And this is where I'm up to. So there isn't that much left. I have it on today. You can see it, you can't see it that well, but I do have it on, and it's lovely and creamy. And I'm enjoying using that, and I think it'll probably go in the next couple of months. On the other side, I've now got quite a dent in my highlighter. Now, it's very, very difficult to show because, but will it show? There. It's very, very difficult, but in fact it won't show up, but there is quite a, I can see, if I can get it to shade a bit, there is quite a big dip in this. There's quite a big dip. I'm not sure when I will, and they're very, very deep, whereas I can see from this how deep they are. Can you see? So I think it's going to be a few more months before I hit pan. It is very powdery though, and you've got to be careful not to put too much on or else it will wash away the effect of the blush. But I am enjoying it. I've got that on today and I've got it here as well. That's how I generally wear them. And then the final two items, I've got my lip balm, and it's not the sole one I'm using. I'm using a Laneige lip mask balm thing at night, but of an evening, and I take my makeup off, I do use this, but a little goes a long way. It's quite hard to use. It's like hard plastic on the lips, and very little comes off it onto the lips. But I'll show you the progress that I have made. I was surprised I'd made any actually, but that's where I'm up to. That was last month. That's this month. So yes, it's just, I must be using it fairly regularly to get that progress. And as you can see, like I say, if I show you, see, I've got a little hair there caught. That's where it's up to. When I roll it down, it tells you the progress, and it was new when I put it in. I have made quite a bit of progress, you can see. So yeah, carry on using that. And finally, here is my polish. Now, when I first put it in, which was before I came to camera because I finished off another product. Oh, I've got hair dangling. Last month it was there, and this month it's just below. And the reason is I've only used it 3 times since the last update, and that's because shortly after the last update I was doing quite a lot of gardening, and I do use gardening gloves so that are very protective, but because I have very flexible, transparent, see-through, thin nails, that even though I wasn't putting a lot of back force on the nails, they did break. And I was like losing one nail a day, then another nail the next day, and it come to a point where I had about 7 nails that had gone, so I did cut them all short, and some of them had snapped very low, so they're just starting to grow back. And because I've been so busy, particularly around the garden or doing things where I needed to work with my hands and I knew it would rub the polish off, I've only done my nails about 3 times. So yeah, it's getting some use, but I'm hoping that this will pick up a bit. Like I say, now that I've done quite a bit of the gardening, more like potting, plants out, bedding plants. So that's the last item. So they're all the 14. Which is do I think any's going to roll out? I think this one, basically it was to hit pan, but I'm going to carry on using this one and that. So probably next month I'll have one shadow rollout, I would imagine. And I may have finished this up. So there may be 2 rollouts next time. Who knows? Fingers crossed. But anyway, can I say thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate that your time is valuable. Hopefully I shall see you in another video. Otherwise, please take care of yourselves, and bye for now.